This podcast was recorded before the passing of Dusty Rhodes. We would like to dedicate it to the American dream.
Are you ready?
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
I said, are you ready?
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
It's showtime! Welcome to the Max Wrestling Podcast. This is episode 13, The Yes Show. Slightly different from normal because today we're going to be talking about how much has changed since WrestleMania 30 because we've had to pre-record it because by the time this episode goes out, I'll be in sunny Spain.
Lucky bastard.
I know, right? So there won't be any discussion about Raw or Money in the Bank, unfortunately, but we are going to give our predictions about Money in the Bank during the show. So let's get on with it.
Can do that when you get back, can't we?
Yeah, probably. This is Dazzy Dangerously with more F-bombs than you can shake Finley's shillelagh at. And it wouldn't be the Max Wrestling Podcast if I wasn't tag teaming with the podcast phenom. Rising from the ashes is the Phoenix.
Howdy doody, everybody.
Howdy doody. And of course, we are now on VOC Nation after the bloody shit I had last week trying to upload it. It's now online on there, so hopefully we'll get this one up on time. And I probably just fucking jinxed it. So, of course, we are now also affiliated with Busted Tees, a fun, rapidly growing internet-based t-shirt brand from Manhattan, New York. And believe it or not, we're also affiliated with WWE Shop. More details on that coming soon. Live in wonder, bitches. Alright, so, also joining us today, not just from Sunday Segway, but also one of our writers at Max Wrestling Magazine. You can check out his latest article in our newest issue, which came out on Friday, Cookies Wrestling Ponderings. It's Michael Cookie Cook.
Hello.
Hello. Finally got you back on the show.
Oh yeah, I'm the Brock Lesnar of podcasts, mate. Had to get me on.
How are your podcast promos?
Well, we've heard the latest one, which was not PG at all. Was
no. It's just when you say John Cena, it just comes out.
It's the first one that we played during last week's episode, and everyone was like, "Shit, I wasn't expecting it to be that un-PG." Yeah,
I think I'm the only one who tries to keep it PG, but I think that's just because of the amount of PG promos they have in WWE.
I completely forgot that we don't do PG. I mean, my promo was against Cena as well, and I didn't even swear once.
No. I think I tried to keep mine un-PG, but I only used one swear word in mine last week.
I think I preferred me Seth Rollins one. It was perfect, that.
Yeah.
You just get puns everywhere.
Yeah. There's not much puns you can use with Cena. You just want to swear as much as you can.
Just unload with hatred.
Alright, so people, we want to know what you have to say, so get involved using the hashtag at the top of the screen, Max Wrestling Podcast, unless of course you're listening to this on VOC Nation, in which case you don't have visual. Hopefully you can spell Max Wrestling Podcast. So before we get started, here's a quick word from our very much appreciated sponsors, VOC Nation.
Hey guys, remember when WCW was awesome?
Remember when WCW was on?
I do. I was there. So relive the memories with us. Good, bad, or indifferent. For WCW Retro. Myself.
And sometimes me.
And sometimes Derek. We'll have a different topic every show about our favorite wrestling company, WCW. Call in and join us too. You can share the memories with us.
WCW Retro.
Right here on the VOC Nation Radio Network.
The most polarizing personalities worldwide. This is the VOC Nation Radio Network.
Alright, now, Phoenix, I'm assuming you didn't have time to get This Week in Wrestling History done.
No, but I can do a quick search if you want.
Tell you what, we'll do it in part 2.
Alright.
Right, now, we're going to be talking about history anyway, because we're going back all the way to WrestleMania 30. So, we kicked off with Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, which many people called Match of the Night. Daniel Bryan, of course, went on to the main event after defeating Triple H. So, where is Daniel Bryan now? Well, pretty much the same place he was in shortly after WrestleMania. He's had to relinquish the IC Championship. I mean, where do we stand on Daniel Bryan? Is it time for him to retire, or take a long time off and come back, or what is it?
I think it needs to take more time off. I think he came back too soon. And yeah, I think he needs more time to heal and time to think of a way of not stop doing drop kicks from the top rope and landing on the back of your head. Austin's told him this, just because he changed his style.
Yeah.
But no, I know he wants to please the crowd by just sticking with his own moves, but it's not helping him. It's shortening his career.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to do the same things he could do before his neck injury.
Yeah.
And coming back too soon from injury like that, it's just going to aggravate it even more. So I think if he wants to continue doing the moves he wants to do, like the drop kick off the top rope, he's got to take a longer break from the ring to properly heal up and
he was off. What was it, 9 months last year?
Yeah, because I think his last match was Extreme Rules last year, wasn't it, against Kane?
Yeah.
I think it was that. Yeah.
Yeah. But he did stop doing the diving headbutt at least. Just obviously not enough.
Yeah.
But do you think it was a match of the night last year at WrestleMania?
Ooh,
there was a lot of mark-out moments for the night.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it was the best match of the night. There was the best moment of the night was later on with Undertaker.
God, yeah.
But I'd say, that would be the match of the night.
Okay, so we then moved on to the Shield versus the New Age Outlaws, and Kane, which lasted exactly 2 minutes 56 seconds.
Expect a longer match for the Shield.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were kind of deflated, really, that the match was so short. So it was basically a squash match.
Yeah, if they're going to keep it as a squash match, they could have had it later on after the thing to maybe try and calm the crowd down from the streak ending. But instead of using the Divas match and then give the Divas a chance to shine and prove that they can actually perform just as well as the men.
Well, they can't really take that opportunity with an invitational, well, basically a battle royal, because every battle royal, even with the men, is just a big clusterfuck.
Yeah, but it's still but they got all these Divas and then they're only showing like 4 at a time at least.
For like
but if they use
4 months.
If they use all the Divas in one match, then maybe they can prove what they can actually do in the ring.
And I mean, obviously the Shield broke up a few months after WrestleMania, and now we're looking at where they are now. Roman Reigns, sometimes he's positioned at the top, sometimes he's not. He's kind of. It seems like now that they are deciding to go slow with him, or not as fast as they were going to go.
It's kind of like in between mid card and main event type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and at the moment, obviously, we've got Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins feuding for the championship. So, I mean, if you take a look at the Shield at WrestleMania 30 and where they are now, they've come a hell of a long way.
Oh, definitely.
They've definitely shown they can make it on their own or as a unit.
And I'd say all 3 of them could be a main event at a Mania. even if it was a triple threat. I think people would really pay to see that.
Yeah,
built properly.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, technically, we have seen 2 of them in the main event.
Yeah.
I think everyone wants to see all 3 of them in the main event against each other in a triple threat. But depends on if they're going to go for it, or if they do, when is it going to happen?
Well, I think it needs to happen at a big pay-per-view, not one of the filler pay-per-views like Payback.
Maybe at SummerSlam or Survivor Series or something.
Yeah, well, speaking of SummerSlam, the advert that they've released for the SummerSlam live shows, like between, before and after SummerSlam. No, the house shows before and after, stuff like that. It's just Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns.
Oh.
So maybe that's just their way of, putting the spotlight on just those 3, or maybe hinting at a triple threat. I don't know.
They can't really have a match of that magnitude at a house show, can they?
No, well,
it needs to
they
be
probably could. I mean, it's not going to be televised, so it won't really affect storylines.
No, but I think the first time that match happens should be on a televised event.
Yeah, but saying that, before Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins' first pay-per-view match, they were wrestling for weeks at house shows.
Yeah, because it's the practice for get and see what the crowd reaction is, so what they hate and what they like, sort of thing, and refine it for the TV basically.
I think they're starting to hate the rebound clotheslines that Ambrose does now.
Oh, it does it too many times now.
It was pretty cool at first, but now it's like every 5 minutes, like, Dean, just do an old clothesline, fucking hell. So following this, we had the inaugural Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which Cesaro won by eliminating Big Show, which should have really been a launching pad for Cesaro, and now up until recently he found himself in limbo, and now he has been pretty successful with Tyson Kidd, until of course Tyson Kidd got injured.
When did Tyson get injured?
Didn't you hear about this?
No.
It was a dark match in Samoa Joe, was it?
Samoa Joe hit him with the Muscle Buster, and it's apparently knackered his spinal cord up.
Oh, well, he's lost that move then.
That's just not going to be banned.
Before he's even on live TV.
So what happened with Cesaro? Where did it all go wrong? I mean, we know Vince doesn't really
just
see
basically said that he doesn't connect with the fans, which is why he hasn't been main eventing. But, whether he can connect with the fans or not, he can still prove that he can perform at a main event level.
Well, Cesaro got a big pop when he picked up Big Show and threw him over the top rope. So people were cheering him. So it should have been a face. But then the next night they sided him with Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
he was probably one of the biggest heel managers that they had. Well, they still do, and it's with Brock Lesnar, who beat the Undertaker's streak, and they sided him with Cesaro. Yeah. So you weren't sure what are we supposed to think of this guy? Is he a heel or a babyface? It just didn't make any sense.
I think the problem with that was Heyman seemed to be more focused on Lesnar than he was with Cesaro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he just kept on saying, "I'm the one behind the one," and all that carry on. Yeah. He never mentioned anything to do with Cesaro. Really, it was just like an afterthought.
I mean, if anything, it was just really bad timing.
Yeah.
Because obviously they wanted to keep building on this fact that Brock ended the streak because it was a hot subject at the time. Still is to many people, the feels, man. But even that sort of fell apart, as we said, because Heyman was so focused on Lesnar. So Cesaro just sort of fell into nowhere, really.
Yeah, they basically sacrificed Cesaro's push just for this Brock Lesnar storyline. Well, they should have done really was just have Heyman on commentary every week until until Lesnar came back.
Yes.
That's what they should have done instead of sacrificing somebody's career. Luckily, with Tyson Kidd is sort of back on track by the injury.
Yeah, it's just a worry now what they're going to do with Cesaro now that Tyson Kidd's injured as well.
Yeah.
But following that we had...
But I did notice on the Battle Royal how many people have been fired on this. Like Yoshitatsu and Brodus Clay. And even Cesaro, not Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio and Rey Mysterio.
Oh, man.
Loads. Like half the Battle Royal.
I'm starting to wonder if Ray's going to go in the Hall of Fame or not, because, alright, yeah, he deserves it, but will WWE put him in because of, or choose not to because of this whole Del Perro thing?
Well, I mean, it took, what, I don't know, 2 decades to put the Macho Man in? Nice. But yeah, as I was about to say, we then moved on to a result that a lot of people were kind of pissed off with, as John Cena defeated Bray Wyatt. You could say that Bray didn't really lose much from the match because he put on a great performance and carried on the feud, but he ultimately lost the feud as well. And the character's never really recovered from losing that feud with Cena.
Hang on, I'm being shouted. Yeah? Hang on, guys.
You definitely owe me a beer.
Yeah.
You back? Hello?
Right, I'm back.
There, you're back. Right. When I come back off holiday, even though it's your birthday, you owe me a beer.
Why do I owe you a beer? You didn't pay for any on your birthday.
Yeah, that's because everyone kept buying me shots, but you just got interrupted, so you owe me a beer.
Yeah, but that wasn't my fault.
Oh god, yeah. So Bray Wyatt, obviously lost a lot of momentum when he lost the feud to Cena.
Yeah, I mean, Bray Wyatt, I was such a big fan of him before WrestleMania 30, and they had that choir coming out singing "You Got the Whole World in His Hands" and all that, and it just Bray Wyatt should have won that first match.
Yeah.
Because he's playing the villain against the superhero. I mean, Batman didn't beat the crap out of Bane straight away. I mean,
no, he got his back broke.
Exactly. So Bray Wyatt, the villain, should have annihilated John Cena. And what the hell? And I don't care. Have Cena win the second match. I don't care. But Bray Wyatt should have won that initial match.
Yeah.
It wouldn't really have affected Cena that much because Cena has lost at WrestleMania before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have to win clean. So long as he won at WrestleMania, the rematches wouldn't have mattered that much.
Yeah.
I mean, Jericho put Fandango over the year before, for Christ's sake. Jesus.
Yeah.
Look at how well that turned out.
That was Fandango's first match.
Yeah.
So I've lost all faith in Bray Wyatt now because he just seems to lose every feud. and he keeps on saying, "Oh, I'm the new face of fear" and all that. Well, you're not the new face of anything because you're just talking a lot. That's all he is.
I mean, even Ryback now, he beat Ryback, but he's done nothing since, and Ryback's gone on to win the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh yeah, and Big Show gets a title shot.
Yeah, it's just coming back. Yay!
It's the same with Dean Ambrose. He won that feud, but then he did nothing from that. He went straight to challenging Taker at WrestleMania, then he lost that.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that they've realised their mistake now and Ambrose belongs in the main event, not just some random mid-card feud.
Definitely.
Even though the way the feud started with Bray Wyatt was pretty awesome. Alright, so following this, of course, it was probably the most shocking moment in WrestleMania history as the streak ended by Brock Lesnar. I mean, the fan reactions kind of said it all.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I think the Sunday Segway did some live reactions to that, and I think I was on the line for that, and I think I screamed like high pitched Brock Lesnar. I went, Who happened? We just could not believe it.
Yeah, I mean, the jaw dropping wasn't just, you know, a metaphor. My jaw literally dropped when Brock pinned him. Not because I didn't think Brock could beat him, but because I thought, you know, he won't beat him. It's the Undertaker. He's not going to lose. But yeah.
I was the same as remember on Family Guy when Brian's jaw dropped to the table.
Family Guy reference.
Yeah. Look,
we should get points for Family Guy references on this show.
It was like my jaw was sort of like that, and I was like, oh my. My first initial reaction was, that's a stupid number to end the streak on.
Yeah,
and then, you know, I'm still in shock about it.
There's probably a lot of people that are still pissed off about it, but you look at it in the long term, who else could have handled the heat from ending the streak but Brock Lesnar?
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it makes him the biggest monster heel, and hopefully he'll benefit somebody. It hasn't benefited anybody yet because the need to beat Brock Lesnar. I think I've said this in a past article on the magazine that Roman Reigns standing over a defeated Brock Lesnar, or anybody, even Dean Ambrose standing over them for life, basically.
Yeah. But of course, he still hasn't been beaten because Seth pinned Roman.
Yeah. So, but how long do you take it though? Like, is he going to defeat for another year? Because there's going to be a point where you don't care now. The Undertaker probably be retired by the time Lesnar gets beaten. So,
I mean, Cena said this week on Raw, John Cena on a Sunday night is probably the safest bet in the world. Undertaker at WrestleMania would have been the safest bet in the world until that moment. So, of course, we went on to the Divas match of the night. The Vicky Guerrero Invitational match, she's gone now as well, was won by the defending champion AJ Lee, who's also gone. So that's where they are today. To me, I was actually surprised they let AJ win.
I guess it was, they knew AJ's wedding was coming up and they didn't know who to make her drop it to on the main roster, so they brought up Paige from NXT.
Yeah.
And, you know, Paige has done really well since coming up.
Yeah, well, of course, it made sense the next night when you saw Paige pin AJ that, you know, AJ beats every diva on the roster, and then all of a sudden Paige comes up from NXT and pins her in her first match.
It was sort of stupid that they just basically gave the title to Paige while AJ was away, type of thing.
Yeah.
But in the first year, Paige has been 2 times Divas champion. She's one more reign away from tying the record with AJ and Eve.
Yeah, well, good luck while Sticky Nicky's around.
Well, hopefully she won't be for very long.
Yeah. Don't get my hopes up, please.
Can I just say Twin Magic doesn't work anymore?
No.
Why? Why
There's
do that?
2 very obvious reasons why Twin Magic doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And they were both paid for by John Cena. Okay, so main event time. Pretty much everyone kind of realised by this point that WrestleMania 30 was sort of built around Daniel Bryan and his triumph over Batista and Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship, which of course meant that he beat 3/4 of Evolution in one night. You know, huge celebration, 30th anniversary. Daniel Bryan's finally won the World Heavyweight Championship clean. And then, of course...
I was going to say, it just reminded me of Chris Benoit 10 years before WrestleMania 20, except Benoit didn't have the match at the beginning of the show. You know, 2004 was clearly Benoit's year, and WrestleMania 30 that year was meant to be Daniel Bryan's year.
Looking at it that way, it was kind of a flashback to both WrestleMania 20 and WrestleMania 10, because Benoit, of course, won the triple threat match at WrestleMania 20, and at WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart wrestled in the first match of the night against Owen, and then went on to the championship match at the end of the night.
Yeah, that was the same year that Lex Luger had the first title match against Yokozuna, but he was unsuccessful, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Just a perfect DQ, was it bringing in the managers that wanted to disqualify DQ?
Yeah, I mean, was it? I think a lot of people, well, not maybe a lot of people, but some people sort of, I don't know, thought that Daniel Bryan had lost some momentum by this point because of how shoddy the rivalry with Randy Orton went for the last half of the previous year.
I think after Elimination Chamber, they just started losing faith. You know, saying, "Oh, the authority's just going to continue throwing him over. It's no point," and blah blah blah. And then, you know, then maybe it was starting to become a bit obvious that Daniel Bryan was going to win it at WrestleMania. It's just a matter of how or who he'd have to go through to do it.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Daniel.
Go on.
Daniel Bryan's moment at that Mania, the tape coming down and all that, it was perfect. And you thought, and you had high hopes that the future was going to be okay for Daniel Bryan, but then they booked him in that stupid, worst feud ever with Kane, where with bloody Brie Bella going, "Come on, Daniel, come on," and they're running up the rampway in the car, screaming like it was worst episode ever. That was. And they were taking off in the car.
You knew Kane was gonna set up or something when Daniel Bryan just refused to get back in the car and drive off, and rather just check on Kane, who he just like mauled over or something.
Yeah.
It was. You know, instead of securing his wife's safety, he'd rather check on his former tag team partner. Yeah.
Psychopathic former tag team partner.
I mean, all this would have worked if Daniel Bryan was a heel, but he was the biggest face of the company at that time, winning that championship.
Yeah.
And the moments of "you deserve it" and all this, and then they do this to him. Yeah, it was a shame, that big disappointment.
Looking back now, I think it probably would have made more sense if Bray Wyatt had beat John Cena, and then Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules for the title, because of course we had the short stint of Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt feuding before WrestleMania, so probably would have made more sense.
Yeah, I think the only reason they did that was because Cena and Orton were feuding over the newly formed WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, going back to the fans' loss of faith in Daniel Bryan at the time, this is why we can't have long feuds anymore, because people just get too impatient because they're not used to it. I mean, back in the day, we had long, months and months and months long feuds all the time.
Yeah. I mean, like Triple H and Shawn Michaels in 2002 to 2004.
Oh, the 2-year feud.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Austin and Triple H, The Rock and Triple H, which lasted basically throughout their whole careers.
And when you see either the fans are too impatient now, or they just don't know how to long book anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, can you remember the Rock's heel turn in 1998 when he was a face for like 4 or 5 months, and when he turned heel, I think it was the next night on Raw, they showed you clips from these 4 or 5 months where it showed you the Rock was in cahoots or something, or the Rock would rock bottom Vince, and Vince would say like, "Oh, he hurt me, but I took one for the team," sort of thing. I thought, there's an actual storyline to go through.
The good old days.
Oh, yeah.
When things made sense.
I think Bully Ray did something similar, didn't he? When he turned heel in TNA, he explained the whole year.
Yeah, there was this whole cool video package of how he tricked everyone with the Aces and Eights.
You just don't think it anymore.
That was actually well thought out, that storyline.
Yeah. Probably the highlight of the whole Aces and Eights thing, Bully Ray turning up as a president.
That's the thing, I don't think WWE fully think out their storylines when they're doing heel turns and stuff like that.
I don't think they plan week to week anymore.
No, definitely not. I mean, when Seth Rollins turned heel, you'd expect an explanation, but it always that lazy, You don't deserve. You don't deserve to know. I thought, oh, yes.
It's sort of like the Austin heel turn in 2001, saying, "I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you a damn thing."
Yeah.
Well, you kind of do.
But, well, yeah, but it's like they couldn't think of anything, so they just said, "I'll say this."
All right, so yeah, that was WrestleMania 30, and where the winners and losers are now. So tonight is Money in the Bank 2015. It was recently announced that on the pre-show is going to be R-Truth versus King Barrett. So even though Truth is not in the Money in the Bank ladder match as he fought,
I haven't seen Raw yet, but
no disrespect to Truth, but you know Raw's bad when this was the highlight of the night. R-Truth making an honest mistake.
That was my bad.
It's just going to remind me of his. You remember that debate thing that they all had with the Elimination Chamber participants with CM Punk, Jericho, R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler, and the other two. You know, R-Truth thought he was running for office.
R-Truth can be so funny when he has to be. But I still think he's underutilized because he's much better than they use him for.
Oh, yeah.
He's a former world champion. NWA world champion.
His 2000/2001 run in WWE as K-Quick was better than his R-Truth gimmick.
Yeah.
Alright, so the main... should we do a prediction on this match? R-Truth Barrett?
I wouldn't be surprised if R-Truth won.
Yeah, because Barrett's been jobbing so much since becoming king.
What a waste of time at King of the Ring.
What was the point in King of the Ring if he's just going to job week after week?
Yeah.
I think it's just to try and keep him away from the world title picture because, you know, WWE, you've never had a British-born world champion, and now they know Barrett's got the potential, but for some reason they keep him away from it. It's just stupid.
Well, if they're not going to give the King of the Ring the world championship straight away, give it to Neville because he's not jobbing every week. He's winning now and then.
He seems to be doing better than Barrett.
Probably one of the very few NXT call-ups that are doing really well.
Oh, definitely.
Aside from Kevin Owens, of course.
Well, there've been loads of past failures this year. Since Mania 30, like Paige's. The last pay-per-view in that triple threat, she looked lost, and I thought, has she gained like Nikki Bella's sort of work where she doesn't know what she's doing? Because she was going, oh yeah, I know. You could hear her saying, yeah, I know what I'm doing, sort of thing. So I'm getting a bit worried about Paige at the minute.
Well, since her feud with AJ, she hasn't been booked well at all, and now even some people are just getting tired of Paige having title shots all the time. When was the last time she actually won the title? For God's sake, you can't be tired of her getting title shots.
SummerSlam.
God, was it almost a year? Christ.
Yeah, she won it off AJ Lee for a second reign, didn't she?
Jesus.
Nikki's had it since Survivor Series.
If Nikki beats AJ's record, I'm gonna tweet angrily.
Was it 295 days of reign was AJ's?
Yeah, and I don't think Nikki's quite hit 200 yet, but she's really close to it.
Well, she's basically got till Survivor Series, she'll lose it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hopefully Paige wins tonight. So that's my prediction for that match, anyway. Alright, so we'll do the Divas title match now with Sticky Nikki versus Paige. What's your predictions?
I'll help you, Paige.
Yeah.
You're not tired by the Divas?
No, I'm just tired because I woke up early and I just haven't really eaten or anything, so.
I'll go with Paige, hopefully.
Hang on, I just noticed I never really give my prediction for the Barrett and R-Truth.
Go ahead.
It's sort of difficult because, you know, both kind of jobbers. But R-Truth's been doing it longer, so I'm probably going to give it to Bad News Barrett, my prediction.
And for the Divas match?
Paige.
Alright. That's 3 yeses for Paige. You're through to the next round. Okay, So that's the first match we're going to do on the main card. Also, we've got Ryback and... I'm already falling asleep. Ryback and Big Show for the Intercontinental Championship. Who are we going with?
You know, you got a match this boring, and we got Michael Cole on commentary. I'm going to fall asleep, I know it. I'm probably going to give it to Ryback only because he's only just won the title, and, you know, they're trying to do everything possible to get the guy over.
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree. I'll say Ryback, but why is this match happening? It's like having Orton and Sheamus 2 weeks in a row. Nobody's interested.
Oh man.
You're not Sheamus.
They're trying everything possible, everything they can. They're pulling out all the stops to try and get Ryback over. And so far, nothing's worked, which is why I think they've stuck this match/feud together.
Yeah, and we said last week on the show that we've just realised Big Show basically has X-Pac heat now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Heel face, no one cares what he's doing. So yeah, I'm going to go for Ryback too, even though I don't like either of them.
I don't think anyone does.
I'm pretty screwed with this match. That's going to be my piss break. Alright, so Tag Team Championships are also on the line as New Day defend against the Primetime Players. It's advertised as Big E and Xavier Woods, obviously, because Kofi Kingston is going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But do you think they're still going to enforce the Freebird rule?
Don't know. Depends if Kofi still has any energy left. Unless they go for the Money in the Bank after the tag titles.
I'm assuming the Money in the Bank match will be either third match from the end or second.
Well, I suppose they can't give them too much. I suppose they want to give them a bit of a rest in case they decide to cash in at the end of the night. But
Intense.
Yeah. Only Kane has done that before.
Yeah. With this match, you know, the Primetime Players push has kind of come out of nowhere, and it reminds me of how well Enzo and Cass have been doing in NXT. And we all thought they were going to win the titles, of course, at TakeOver, but Alexa Bliss turned heel. So that and the fact that they seem pretty comfortable with New Day now, I'm going to give it to the champions.
I'm going to say New Day only because it's advertised as Big E and Xavier Woods when it was Kofi and Big E who won the tag titles.
God love the Freebird rule.
Yeah, I'll go with the New Day. But I think it could be maybe a disqualification resulting in like a rematch. But I'm just glad that there's more tag teams. When was the last time you could name about 8 tag teams? It's been a while.
Yeah, so the Attitude Era.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good division forming. So, yeah.
I mean, there was 6 teams in Elimination Chamber, and even off the top of my head now I can't name all 6. I've got to think about it quickly.
Yeah.
I can name one that was a complete abomination of the match. Los Matadores.
Oh god.
That El Torito in the cage was get off.
The Bulls on top of the pod. This match is gonna suck. Alright, so New Day. Let's go on to which one shall I go with next? John Cena, Kevin Owens, the rematch. For me, however unlikely it is, I've got to say Kevin Owens needs to win 2 matches in a row against John Cena.
Yes, last week it was mentioned that Owens needs a kind of Rusev or even an Umaga undefeated streak type of thing. But I've never known Cena to lose 2 matches in a row, so it's sort of a tough one, this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Kevin Owens is probably the only person I can think of that's pinned Cena so clean. I mean, he's been beat clean before, but he hasn't actually been pinned that clean before, not so long ago. So it wouldn't be unheard of for Kevin Owens to be probably the first one to beat him clean twice in a row.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Kevin Owens will win, but there's something in my head that's thinking they're probably going to make Cena win, and then they'll have a rematch again.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then maybe Owens should win that and win the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'd as I say, I'd like Owens to win, but it's Cena in it, so
Yeah.
I think he'll beat him tonight, but then at maybe Jump pay-per-view and at SummerSlam they have the third match. So maybe he beats Owens and he just disappears to NXT and does his Japan match with Finn Balor and all that, and so you never see him until maybe the build up to SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and hopefully he'll kick shit out of him and win the feud.
Yeah, I mean, in that respect, I'm kind of glad that this match isn't for any championships. It's just a singles match, so it makes it less obvious who's going to win.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're pretty much all three on Kevin Owens. We'll go to the Money in the Bank ladder match now. I mean, it's probably quite obvious to most people, but we've got Neville, Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, Kane, and of course Roman Reigns. Not R-Truth.
I'm gonna say Roman Reigns, only because of the build that they've been giving him, and because he was the only one to be pre-announced before they announced the rest of the combatants in the match.
Yeah, which was just so typical.
Yeah.
It's so obvious it's him.
Yeah.
And even storyline wise, it sort of makes sense for him to win it. Just for later on, if he cashes in on Seth Rollins somewhere down the line, or even turns heel on Dean Ambrose.
I was thinking, I was going to say he could win the Money in the Bank and then cash in on Dean Ambrose or something.
Because he is with Dean Ambrose a lot lately, so I'm just picturing all the video packages that they're going to do from it.
Yeah, you could tell by his smile he's probably planning something.
Yeah, he's up to something. And I mean, the fact that he's already involved in the storyline probably makes me less pissed off that it's so obvious he's going to win, because it actually makes sense that he wins. Alright, so that leaves us the main event, a ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Dean fucking Ambrose. Apparently we've got to call him fucking Ambrose now.
I'll go... It has to be Seth Rollins, surely. I mean, it would be nice if... Because the Elimination Chamber, when Ambrose pinned him, I think a lot of people were fooled by that dusty finish.
I was for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I had people saying, yeah, no, wait, I've seen this happen.
I fell for it until I saw the other referee get back in the ring.
So I don't want my reaction for him winning the belt being, no, wait, it hasn't happened. I want him to pin him properly. So I want him. So not in a ladder match, because I don't know. I prefer a traditional match to win the title. So I think Seth Rollins will win tonight.
Well, to be honest, after that controversial finish, I called a ladder rematch straight away. Because it's so conclusive, you can't really have a controversial finish to a ladder match.
I did fear Triple H was going to put the belt under abeyance, or whatever the hell it was called when he called it last time.
Give it to vacant again.
Yeah, another title run.
I mean, a couple of weeks ago I probably would have said Seth Rollins too, but just the way they've built it up now for Dean Ambrose, I think if he doesn't win it, they've built themselves up for so much heat if he doesn't win. But at the same time, they could easily have Roman Reigns cash in on either of them if he wins Money in the Bank.
Yeah, but if they're planning for a heel turn for Roman, they've got to get him to cash in on Dean Ambrose. So it's I'm actually 50-50 on this one.
I will go out on a limb and I'll give Dean Ambrose my prediction. And also I'm going to predict that Roman Reigns wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on Dean Ambrose that night. That's my prediction.
Good shout.
Alright, so that's Money in the Bank. Don't miss it tonight. It's going to be 1 AM where you are, where I'm going to be if I get to watch it on holiday, which probably seems weird to a lot of people, but I'm going to try. It'll be on at midnight for me. Alright, so before we take a break, let's get some trivia done. Phoenix, we're going to mute you and you can do yours in part 2. Of course, you know the rules by now. The loser cuts the podcast promo. But we've now started giving points for all trivia, so let's see who takes the lead. Phoenix, we'll see you in part 2.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Now, 3 questions, and they're all on WWE this week.
Oh, good.
A lot of people seem to struggle with TNA trivia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, question 1. There's 2 possible answers, so name one of Daniel Bryan's opponents at Money in the Bank 2011 who is no longer with the company.
2011. So name just one? Or...
Yeah, just one that's no longer with the WWE.
Alberto Del Rio.
Was he in that match?
Sure. Hang
on. He wasn't in the match, no. One of the 2 possible answers were Justin Gabriel or Sin Cara, because of course it was the original Sin Cara.
Ah, of course.
Alberto did win his Money in the Bank ladder match show against Mysterio, Kofi, Alex Riley, Truth, Miz, Evan Bourne and Jack Swagger.
I thought he was in one of them, like.
Okay, so question 2. Which championship was on the line in a ladder match at Royal Rumble 2001?
The Intercontinental.
Is the right answer. It was Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho.
Ooh.
Okay, 1 point. Question 3. Who did Stone Cold defeat for his second WWE Championship on Raw, June 29th, 1998?
Kane, in the shortest title run.
Yeah.
Undeserved, I thought.
Yeah, he should have held it longer, or at least had another run shortly after.
Yeah.
But yes, it was Kane. So that's 2 points.
Oh, better than last time.
Okay, we're going to play the mystery pay-per-view theme during this short break. And when we return, we will get the Phoenix's answers. So we'll see your ass in part 2.
Too much is not enough. Nobody said this stuff makes any sense. We're hooked again. The point of no return. See how the buildings burn, light up the night. Such a pretty sight. Adrenaline keeps me in the game. Adrenaline, you don't even feel the pain. Wilder than your wildest dreams. When you're going to extremes, it takes adrenaline. You don't feel the pain.
Hey everyone, it is your favorite knockout, Mickie James, and you're listening to the VOC Nation.
And we're back. If you guessed what pay-per-view that was from, good for you. Did anyone here get it? No?
No.
No.
Oh, I'll Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
99 or something. I don't know. Just a guess.
Alright, Phoenix, do you want to take a stab?
I'm going to suggest a Survivor Series, but I don't know what year. I'm going to randomly guess 2002.
Okay. Well, it wasn't 2002 or 99, and it wasn't Survivor Series either.
Oh.
You weren't far off. Actually, it was 2002. It was Unforgiven 2002.
Oh.
And that was Adrenaline by Gavin Rossdale, or Gwen Stefani's husband. Alright, so, trivia time. Phoenix, you need 2 points at least to even the score.
Okay.
And your questions are as follows. Name one of Daniel Bryan's opponents at Money in the Bank 2011 who is no longer with the company.
That's the year he won it, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's 2 possible answers.
I don't think he was in that match.
I think it was 6 or 7 people, only 2 of them are no longer with WWE.
Justin Gabriel.
Justin Gabriel?
Mm-hmm.
Is the right answer. The other answer was Sin Cara, because it was the original Sin Cara. So, actually, if either one of you would have said Sin Cara, I probably would have given you 2 points, because that's kind of a trick answer.
Yeah, because Sin Cara's, well, they got a different one now.
Still there, yeah. Okay, so that's 2-1. Question 2. Which championship was on the line in a ladder match at Royal Rumble 2001?
Intercontinental Championship.
Intercontinental?
Yep.
2-2. It was, of course, Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit. And final question. If you get this right, you take the lead. Who did Stone Cold defeat for his second WWE Championship on Raw, June 29th, 1998?
Kane?
It's 3-2. It was Kane.
It was just after he lost the title in the First Blood match the night before, wasn't
it?
Yeah. At King of the Ring. Alright, so before we do any more trivia, we'll get the options for both of you for podcast promo, so you got time to prepare. Unless one of you has already prepared one, or do you want to use a randomizer?
I'll use a randomizer as always.
Yeah.
Okay. Phoenix, since you've got the most points, we'll get your options first.
Okay.
Choose a current WWE pay-per-view.
Extreme Rules.
Okay, and pick a number between 1 and 15.
11.
And what colour top are you wearing?
Black.
Okay. You have a Hell in a Cell match against Roman Reigns, and Roman abandoned you during a tag team match.
Alright.
Oh, Roman turned heel. Okay, and pick a current WWE pay-per-view.
Right. I'll go Payback.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
And Grey.
Right. You have a last man standing match against Brock Lesnar.
Ooh. Good luck.
Brock didn't save you during a beatdown.
Brock didn't save me during a beatdown.
What was my reason for facing Roman Reigns again?
He abandoned you in a tag team match.
Oh.
Okay, so while you're preparing that, we'll have another word from our sponsors, VOC Nation.
Hey, it's me,
the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. NetCarrier has many great products and services to increase your bottom line. Be sure to ask your NetCarrier representative about our hosted PBX. Call NetCarrier today for a free analysis of your phone bills. 877-255-7733. That's right, 877-255-7733. Call now.
Okay, now it's time for Mystery Superstar to get another point. As we announced last week, that we're starting now with Mystery Superstar. If you guess it before the final 3 clues, you get 3 points. So it could all be over now. Okay, as soon as you know, think you know who it is, shout it out, and as soon as you get it right, we'll obviously stop there. Right, first clue, which is becoming quite usual now. Former Intercontinental Champion.
Chris Jericho.
Shelton Benjamin.
Nope. Made his WWE debut in 1997.
The Rock.
No, it wasn't The Rock.
Triple H.
Ken?
No. I'll give you another clue. Served as a WrestleMania special referee.
Stone Cold.
Nope.
Ken Shamrock.
It is Ken Shamrock. That's 3
Yeah.
points to you. That puts the scores now on 5-3. The rest of the clues...
How am I supposed to get another 3 points?
Yeah, you can't. That means you lose. But we'll do wrestling records anyway, just for fun. The other clues were former tag team champion, former NWA heavyweight champion, appeared on TNA's debut pay-per-view in 2002, and former King of the Ring.
God, I forget he was on TNA.
I usually forget he was a King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Alright, so Phoenix, now you know you're doing a podcast promo. Before you do, let's do some random wrestling records.
This is payback. This is payback for my team wiping the floor with yours last week, isn't it?
I hope you get Superman punched. Okay, as we did an Unforgiven pay-per-view theme during the break, this week for Random Wrestling Records, I want to know which wrestler has the most Unforgiven matches.
Most Unforgiven matches?
Yeah. Undertaker. Okay, Phoenix.
I'm gonna guess Kane.
Kane. Okay. There was 4 possible answers for the third position, and with 5 matches it was Shawn Michaels, Matt Hardy, Bubba Ray, and The Undertaker.
Hey.
So if Kane's higher than The Undertaker, Phoenix, you would have won this point. Actually, no, sorry, that was 4th place. 3rd place is Christian with 6 matches. Chris Jericho is in 2nd place with 8 matches, and the top 2 with 9 matches are Triple H and Kane, so you would have won the point.
Yes.
Well, it's too late now, so you are doing a podcast promo.
Well, at least I didn't lose by as many as I thought I did.
Yeah, the final score is 5-4, so you only lost by a point. 5-3, sorry, so you lost by 2 points. God, I'm fucking up. Okay, so...
You bought your more than right back.
I know. It's more than Roman when he first went solo. I'm not botching quite as much as the original Sin Cara though, so that's good.
Oh no. You haven't broken your leg running.
Okay, Phoenix. Again, we're not timing podcast promos anymore, so take as much time as you want.
I'm not done. I'm not ready yet.
You're not ready yet? Okay.
I'm not ready yet.
Well, while you get it ready, I'll play another advert from VOC Nation.
This is a phenomenal one. AJ Styles.
the artist formerly known as Kazan.
This is Eugene.
Hey, this is Chris Garrett. This is Sci-Fi's original vampire, Kevin Thorne.
Hey guys, this is Serena D. This is Madison Rain.
This is A-double Austin Aries, the hardcore icon. Incredible. Hey, this is Olympic gold medalist and TNA superstar Kurt Angle. Ozzy, messed up frontman, Full Contact Freak Show, the Dynamite Death Monkey.
TNA Knockout Champion.
PWI's #1 wrestler in the world. The greatest man who ever lived.
And I've heard some great shows around the world.
That's not just the coolest, that's not just the best. Your life can be turned into a 3-rig string.
You are listening to In the Room.
The best talk show that you can hear.
Tuesday night, 9/8 Central, VOCNation.com, TheBradyHicks.com, breaking down all that's going on in wrestling today.
And we're back. Phoenix, are you ready to pick up the mic?
Just about.
Okay, your unlimited time starts now.
Roman Reigns. In our match, I had your back, and I thought you had mine. But like the WWE Universe, I guess I was wrong. And now, I'm taking you on the fast lane on the highway to hell. That's right, I'm fighting you in a Hell in a Cell match. Bitch.
Believe that.
Probably the
Alright.
shortest one we've ever had, but it's the best I could do.
Okay, so that's the end of the show. Big thank you to our guest, Michael Cookie Cook.
Thank you.
Who will be joining us, of course, next week as we discuss how much has changed since WrestleMania 31. We'd also like to thank R-Truth for his hilarious promo on Raw. Now we're going to plug our new issue quickly, which came out on Friday this month. The cover was designed by Chad B-Rock Broughton. And if you haven't read it yet, here's what's inside. We feature why EC3 is destined to win the TNA World Championship. Which is that tonight as well? No, it's not. It's not for another couple of weeks. I thought they were clashing with WWE for a second there. Christ. We also feature is Kevin Owens, the next big thing in WWE. Plus, memories from 10 years of Slammiversary. And an exclusive interview by Sunday Segway with former British boot camp contestants, the Blossom Twins. And we also feature B-Rock's Written Word, Relived Streak, and Cookie's Wrestling Ponderings. That's available free now on our website. Go to maxwrestling.wix.com/maxwrestling and click on magazine. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and like us on Facebook at maxwrestlingmag. You can also follow me at Epic Dazzy and the Phoenix at the Phoenix626. And this is where Cookie tells you where you can stalk him. And feel free to plug anything you want.
You can stalk me on at the Cook. And I also have I do the Retro Roundtable with the Sunday Segway, and I also for Indie Corner IndieCorner.com I do Ring of Honor reviews for their TV.
Awesome. We need more ROH reviews out there. Okay, and as we said, the same concept as this week. Next week we are going to be looking at how much has changed since WrestleMania 31. So if you haven't yet, make sure you check out this week's latest episodes of Sunday Segway on Offshoot Radio. And thank you for listening on VOC Nation. You can check that out at vocnation.com. UK listeners, flick to Challenge TV at 9 for TNA Impact, and that's the bottom line.
Because unfortunately, we're out of time.
See you next week.
American dream. He's just a common man, working hard with his hands. He's just